what you can still have, if we have 1 more minute to access a blanket, to access a bolster or a pillow. You see behind me, if you have any drinks like a cup of tea or something close to your water, that's nice sometimes. And let's get it started. Started with a sitting position. So the right leg first, the left on the top. Maybe you see it differently on the screen, or you can sit straight-legged. Roll the pelvic forward a little bit. So from the side, it looks that you're tilting the pelvic a little bit, like you can even lift up the flesh up and out. The palms are facing up. Roll the shoulders back and close your eyes. So we're just gonna start to tune to this class, to our practice. And for that, we need a couple of moments just to arrive, just to leave everything else behind. What's around us, what's in our head. So now at this time, I won't ask you to control your breath. I just want to ask you to control your mind by closing the eyes and just taking a couple of breaths, how you do it normally. Then with the next inhale, start to pull the belly in, roll the shoulders back and down, lengthen up the head. So start to shift your vision, your inner vision, to the spine. And you're still breathing. Inhale, exhale at your own pace. And just observe what's going on in the body. Maybe nothing, maybe you see nothing, maybe you feel nothing yet. But visualize the lungs, visualize the internal organs. Try to visualize your breath as you're inhaling and exhaling. Now turn the palms down on your thigh or on your knees if you sat with bent knees, and start to roll the shoulders back. Every time you inhale, the shoulders are up. When you exhale, you're rolling them back. So inhale, pull them up, exhale, back. Just few times, and notice if you feel any tension. Notice where you hold back any movements or your breath. Feel how you're stretching the chest, the skin at the front of the body by rolling the shoulders. Let's do 2 more times. Try to slow down as you're pulling them down. And now just stop for a moment. Take an inhale. And a very slow exhale. Now let's do the other direction. Take an inhale. Shoulders up. And then start to roll them to the front. Now feel the tissues, feel the skin around your legs, the upper back. And just a couple of times, every time you inhale, shoulders up, exhale, shoulders are moving forward. Few more times. Let's do 2 more. Slow down more. And again, just stop. And notice that energy, what we just pumped up in the shoulders. Now take an inhale and gently tear the head down. So the chin is close to the chest and just let the head to hang heavy. Soften your mouth, soften your lips, soften your tongue, and try to relax your facial expressions. Now choose either left or right. Take an inhale and as slow as you can, start to roll the head. I want you to keep your eyes closed. So again, the withdrawal of the senses will help you to feel a little bit more before we start to move a little bit faster. So I want you to observe. But now we're concentrating on the neck area. If you open up your mouth a little bit, you let the throat to stretch. And if you're relaxing the left shoulder down when the head is on the right, you feel a deeper stretch, but go very slow. Let's do just one more breath for this direction and then we're gonna change. When you decide, just start to roll to the other side. Feel the heaviness of the head, carefully observing all the nerves, all the muscles. And of course, breathing is normal. Through the nose, inhale and exhale. We have 2 more breaths left. Try to slow a little bit more. Try to relax the shoulders more. And that's enough. Now we're gonna stretch the side of the body. Straighten the right arm up and grab your left ear. Try to feel that your body is in between 2 glasses. So don't lean forward, the belly is in, the tailbone is under, the head is continuously lengthening up. And then when you catch the ear, you're rolling the shoulders back, you take one more inhale. And with the exhale, just let the heaviness of the palm move that head a little bit to the right more. Now concentrate on the left shoulder, relax the left shoulder and feel that deeper stretch on the left side of the neck. Long inhale and slow exhale. Do one more breath. And gently release, come back to center, right palm is facing up. You feel tingling in your fingertips, that's perfect. If you don't feel nothing, don't worry about it. Whatever you feel, just notice and let it go. Now let's do the other side, left arm up, lengthen up, hold the right ear and gently tear the head. You have to remember, it's never the same for left and right side. So you always have to enter a posture, what I will ask you to do so, like you never did this before. Even if you know better, even if your practice is faster or you have the flexibility more, just make sure that you give your body a little bit of more time to access something what you never accessed, experience something what you never experienced. Give me one more exhale. Starts with an inhale, of course. And gently come back. Now let's stretch the side of the body, arms overhead. As you're stretching the fingertips up towards the ceiling, make sure that you're rolling the shoulders back and down. So keeping the spine straight, keeping the belly in. First, you just straighten up the arms, then take an inhale as we exhale, we feel that the energy goes back to the back of the spine, to the bottom of the spine, to the tailbone, but the fingertips are still stretching up towards the ceiling. So feel that opposite direction for 2 more breaths. Inhale, energy rising. You just hold your arms, and when you exhale, that's when the energy goes back to the base of the spine, and that's when you're going to stretch the fingertips. Now do 1 more breath. Take an inhale and stretch with the exhale. Now grab the elbows, opposite elbows. Maybe you feel that you're pushing the head a little bit. Just be fine with that for a moment. So trying to straighten up the spine. How are we going to start? We're going to lift the chin up a little bit. Do you feel it? Do you feel that stretch in your shoulders, in your lats? Then wait another moment. Maybe you're going to wait for 2 more breaths. No rush. What you want to do here first is just to get into this posture, to open up the shoulders a little bit more with your breathing. And our strategy is just staying still, observing. Now take an inhale, slow, deep, long. Hold it in the lungs. And with the exhale, concentrate on the wall behind you and try to touch the elbows behind you. The chest is opening. The armpits are opening. Your shoulders are opening. And hold it here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and release the arms down. Good job, everyone. Palms are facing up. And just take a couple of inhales and exhales. Now just 1 more exercise before we set our intention, and let's do, that's going to be body circles. So palms are facing down, and choose a direction again and just start to roll your body. But now as your eyes are closed, I want you to concentrate on the hip area, on your lower abs, lower back, and probably you have some lower back pains. We all do. We're sitting too much even when we don't want to. So just again, as you're breathing, as you're moving, just feel the motions. Choose another direction, switch direction. Maybe you're going to include now the shoulders too. Gonna take 2 more breaths. And when you finish the 2 breaths, let's wait together. So we're gonna wait for everyone to arrive to this position. Right leg first, left on the top. Sit in Sukhasana, palms together in front of your heart center. And this is the moment when we're gonna set our intentions, and that's very personal. And I know without the music it is a little bit maybe harder, but now really try to clear your mind and listen to that inner voice for a moment. Now open up your eyes and let's get it started with a breathing. And this breathing exercise is gonna be cat and cow, which is great for your spine, it's great for circulation, and it's gonna move everything. So I do like to use a pillow or a blanket underneath my knees just to make sure that I'm not pushing too much pressure on them. So the arms are like the palms are underneath my shoulder. The shoulder, the elbow, the wrist are in one line. I'm spreading my fingertips, my middle finger a little bit turns out usually. And the shins are parallel too. Now you can tuck the toes under or the feet flat. We're gonna start to do cat and cow very slow. So this is cow. When you're looking up, you're arching your back. And this is cat. When you pull the belly button in, the chin tucks to your chest, and the tailbone is under. Now I want you to count 6 or 8 when you inhale, and pause it, and 6 or 8 when you exhale. So please, each time you're moving, feel how you're moving the spine, feel all the muscles and all the stretches when you look up and down. So when I'm looking down, when I'm in cat, I'm stretching the back of the spine, the back of my body. And when I inhale, I'm stretching the front of the body, the front of the spine. Eyes can be open, eyes can be closed. Just make sure your eyes are closed. Shift the eye gaze in between the eyebrow. And please soften the mouth, soften your face to help this stretch to happen. Abs are in. And you can include the shoulders as you're moving. Slow, long inhales. And exhales. As I said, the pace is yours. But just as an information, we're gonna go faster very soon. So enjoy a couple of more breaths by concentrating the spine, concentrating the muscles, and then we have 5 more breaths. As you're pausing, that's a really great moment to feel that you really control everything in your life. When you realize this connection helps you to realize that in your book, you're writing the pages. You are the master of your life. I always love to pause when I'm breathing in and out. Let's just do one more breath. It's gonna be an inhale. And an exhale. And now cut the time. So if it was 6, 6, now it's 3, 3. Make sure you're using those muscles, what you used before. So as you fastening your movements, please make sure that it's exactly the same form, the same shape. Now we're not gonna do it for that long, how we started. So just a few more. And then even after that, we're gonna go faster. So get ready for that. We have 5 more. Inhales and exhales in here. And then we're gonna go 1 and 1. Your microphone is muted, mine is not, which means you might find it weird, but it's gonna be very fast. So it's turning to 1 and 1. And let's get it started. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And now I'm gonna practice, so I'm not gonna count. Go at your own pace. 5, 3, 2, and 1. Open up the knees, press back to child's pose. The big toes are touching, or you can keep the feet apart. Make sure you're bending the elbow, and now you can bring that bolster or pillow underneath the forehead. So now we're just resting here and use this energy, what we just generated in your body, use this energy to slow down the heart rate and to feel how the breath, how the oxygen develops the blood to each organ. So this is really an important moment. Your forehead is down. You're bending the elbows, take an inhale. And as you exhale, feel that your shoulders are relaxing. Feel how your heart is relaxing. Feel how your hips are relaxing. And now you're really melting into your mat. Take a couple of more breaths. Do nothing. Just observe. Feel how the thighs are touching your belly, how they're massaging the internal organs with just such a simple thing that you are in this posture and you're breathing. Heart rate is back to normal. Now, if you have any shoulder injury, please make sure that you don't overdo it, okay? So very slow movements. You start to walk the fingertips. The forehead is still down on the ground. And start to feel the side of the body again, the shoulders, the armpits. And now take 2 long inhales and exhales. Every time you exhale, you walk a little bit, or maybe you just observe if you can't walk anymore. One more long exhale at the center. Now take an inhale. And as you exhale, you start to walk to the right side. I want you to watch that left side. And please immediately stop once you feel a stretch there. You feel the stretch on the left side of the body. Take an inhale. And with the exhale, relax into it. Or with the exhale, maybe you're going to walk like an inch, 1 centimeter to the right. It's still better to come back if you went too fast, too far, than just holding and creating tension. So we want to stretch that left side, the left side hip, top to bottom, like the fingertips, everything is stretching on the left side. You're using basically the left lung to breathe in and out. Feel how you're opening the ribs on the left side with the breath. And let's just do one more breath. Inhale, hold. And with the exhale, walk a little bit to the right. Last moments and release. Now gently walk back to center. Just as slow, almost as slow as we went to the right. And take a breath. Notice the difference in between the left and the right side. Do you feel any difference? If not, that's not a problem. It's just I'm trying to help you to focus on left and right side to realize that there's gonna be something different for left and right side once we start to stretch. Now take an inhale and start to walk to the left side, fingertips to the left. And again, it's true. Once you feel that stretch on the right side, you just want to slow down. You just want to wait. Breathing is normal, long inhales and exhales. And such a great way to forget, that's like a hip opener posture too. So we're not just only opening the shoulders and the side of the body, but it's a great way to open the hips without noticing it. And now you can say like, thank you very much. So now you just draw our attention on it, and now I feel my hips. Soon we're gonna come out, I promise, okay? Let's just take a couple of more breaths. Continuously walk or stay. One more breath. Inhale, inflate the lungs, hold it in. And with the exhale, you have the option to stay or walk to the left side just a little bit more. And gently release, walk back to center, bend the elbows, forehead down. And just take a long inhale and exhale. Now for the next one, if you have any neck injury, please make sure that you won't lift your head up, okay? So then the forehead stays down. Come to tabletop posture and let's just do just one circle to the left, one circle to the right, just to stretch the hips out a little bit. Then tuck the toes under your feet flat again, the shins are parallel, and come down on your forearm. So right now I start to pull my belly in, the navel to the spine, and here's the thing, you can stay here. If you feel any discomfort in the shoulders, in your neck, if you have any injuries, just stay right here. If you can, that's when we're gonna slide the arms out a little bit more. If you have the flexibility, what you want to feel that the chin is on the ground, the chest is melting on the ground, and the armpits are tend to touch the ground. You cannot go fast, okay? So I'm going to come with you. Take an inhale. If your neck is good, then you're looking up. That's another stretch for the neck, but only if it's healthy. And then you stay right here. So I'm just going to take a couple of breaths because this is it for today for me. And I'm waiting until I'm opening my shoulders, opening my back, opening my lower abs to go a little bit further. Now again, you don't necessarily have to go further. So if you feel, you can come back a little bit and take a break from it. If you feel like, yes, that would be awesome just to go a little bit deeper, that's when you're gonna walk the fingertips and maybe placing the chin down. Long inhale. And very slow exhale. And the deeper you go into this posture, you're gonna feel that the abs are really, really working here with your breath. As you few more breaths. And again, just observe, feel how the lungs are working for you, how you take an inhale, how it's inflating the whole body, how it's lifting it up. And with the exhale, how you're melting into your mat. 2 more breaths. And the last one, inhale. Hold it, maybe walk the fingertips, 0.5 centimeters, like a 1/4 inch. And exhale all the way, that's your deepest moment in here. And then very gently, slowly walk the palms back, forehead down. Again, you can bring back that pillow, but at this time, the palms are facing up. So feel the heaviness of the shoulders as they relaxing now, as the circulation gets back into the shoulders, as they just like observing all the prana. Long inhale. And very slow exhale. Good job, everyone. Now chin to the chest. And using your abs, your core, come back to seated. And let's just stretch a little bit the thighs and the hip flexors. So you sit in between the heels. Maybe your hips are really, really tight, so you want to drop that bolster or pillow underneath. So that's a perfect position. If you know Supta Vajrasana, please go ahead. Supta Vairasana, go ahead. What we're gonna do is gently sitting in between the heels. Now you can place the palms behind, or you can put the elbows down. What I want you to feel that you're stretching the thigh, you're stretching the hip flexor, you're stretching the abs. Possibly, especially if you have a neck issue, don't drop the head back, okay? If you feel that that's the expression what you have to do now, then just go very slow. And you can stretch the front side of your throat, but just make sure that you do it very wise. If the knees are hurting, you can open up the knees or keep them together or close to each other, and at your own pace, you can start to do it. We're not gonna go all the way necessarily, but for example, you can stay here, take an inhale, and with the exhale, you're stretching the hips up towards the ceiling. You're rolling the shoulders back, and you just keep on breathing here. Every time you inhale, you hold. Every time you exhale, you lift the pelvic a little bit more. And change. Slowly, one elbow or one palm at a time, come back. And let's just stretch the legs in downward dog. If you have any high blood pressure, I suggest you to just press into Balasana. Otherwise, tuck the toes under, pull the belly in, spread the fingertips, and press back to downward facing dog. Palms and feet are hip width distance, slightly bend the knees and the elbows, and you can move the heels towards the ground. That's a great stretch for your calves, for your hamstrings. And feel that you're pressing down the fingertips, so light pressure on the wrist or no pressure on the wrist at all. Head hangs heavy, you can gently shake the head, no tension around the neck, and just stretching the spine. And release, drop the knees, come back to tabletop, and let's warm up the hips with Dancing Lion. Again, it's a special movement for your staff, so you can touch the big toes, you can keep the feet hip width distance, you can include the shoulders, you can include the head, you can push down, push up and out the belly and pull it back. So the whole body is moving to one direction. It can be left or right. We're gonna eventually change it, so don't worry. Just use the breath. Feel that you're breathing. Slow, long inhales and very slow exhales. Especially when you reach the side of the body, side of the mat, then you can go back and forth. Just feel how the femur, the big bone in your thigh, generates a little bit of more fluid in that hip socket. So even if you feel that it's a little bit painful, just go back and forth and then do your circles again. And now it's time to change direction. Be gentle with your knees, mind just pop, no matter I'm using this blanket or not. And let's count 3 more. As you're rolling. Stop at the center, tuck the toes under. Malasana is next, garland pose. Now, if you're really sitting long hours in the car usually, or by the desk, you might have a problem with your hamstring, with your quads. So in this In this case, I suggest you to sit on that pillow or bolster or block. The heels are at this time hip width distance. The toes can be pointed out a little bit. And now I'm going to remove this pillow and I want you to close the palms together. So now the palms are together. That's a pressure for the palms. Take an inhale, and with the exhale, start to rotate the knees out and start to lengthen up the head towards the ceiling. Shoulders are rolling back, belly is in, tailbone is under, and continuously feel that the head, there's a string attached to the top of the head, and I'm pulling that string very carefully, very gently, just to pull your chin up a little bit more. Just to lengthen the spine a little bit more. Breathing is normal. Softening the face. Relaxing the jaws. And keeping the chest open, the chin up, the shoulders back. The knees out and lengthen up. Anytime you feel that you really have to release the posture, don't worry about it, very gently. I show you two ways. You can sit down and stretch the legs out, or you can carefully drop the palms, then the knees, and you do a couple of circles, okay? But now we're going to test the hips a little bit, so I will hold this posture a little bit longer. You might find it challenging. Eyes can be open. I do like it closed because then again, I'm watching that vertical line along the spine and I'm synchronizing all my body parts with it. As you're stretching the head, it's like you're not thinking, especially if you're not sitting on a pillow, sorry. So if you have nothing underneath the butt cheek, then you can test yourself as you're rolling the knees out, as you're lengthening the head up. If you look at me now, I'm like, I could stand up like that. I won't, but it's like I'm activating all the muscles and the energy comes from the root chakra and it shoots through all the way through my body. Shoulders back, tailbone under. Let's do just 2 more breaths. You're doing great, guys. With the exhale, with the last exhale, long neck, chin up, head up. And now very carefully drop the palms, drop the knees. Choose one direction and start to move in your dancing lion. Change direction. Take one more breath. Tuck the toes under and come back to Malasana. Palms together, lengthen up the head. Soften the face for 2 breaths. Lengthen the head with the exhale, long spine. Now, the right palm, which you might see that's my left, but that's my right. Fingertips are touching down or place the palm down. Left arm comes overhead and shift the eye gaze towards the ceiling. And first you just raise that left arm up. But with the second breath, take an inhale and the exhale, you're trying to reach the ceiling. So as I'm stretching, I feel all the way the left side of the body. Again, from my side hip. Chin is close to the shoulder. And again, we're breathing into the left lung, opening the left ribs. Now gently bend the left elbow, swing the arm behind you. You can place the left palm on your thigh. This is how it looks. Or you can bind it if you can. And if you can bind it, gently rotate that left shoulder behind you, chin up, shoulders back, rotate both knees back, hold it here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and back to center. Palms together, one long inhale and exhale. With the exhale, don't forget, stretch the head up, shoulders back. Awesome, everyone. Let's repeat left side. Left fingertips or palm down, depends on how long is your arm. Right arm raises up, eye gaze shifts up, and now I started to stretch. Relax your lips, relax your face, chin towards your shoulder. Gently the knees are rotating out, hold it for one more breath, inhale. Stretch with the exhale. And bend the elbow. Swing the arm behind again, hold for full bind. And if you are in a fall, eye gaze shifts, shoulders are rolling back. Three, 2, 1. Back to center. Lengthen up the head. Last moments. You're doing great. I know it's a lot, but it's so good for your hips. And now release it. Palms down. Dancing. Choose one direction. And move it out. One more chance to change direction. And gently come to seated. So first stretch the legs in front of you. Again, pull the flesh up and out. So make sure that you're sitting on your sit bones. It's like the pelvic is tilted again, how I showed at the beginning of the class. Now, if your hamstrings are really, really super tight, again, I suggest you to use a blanket to fold it underneath. So once you bend the knees and you support them from the bottom, it helps you to feel that you're super safe and you can stretch a little bit further. Sometimes I do like to start my practice, although I can straighten my legs all the way, but I do like to start my practice like this. Now, swing the arms overhead, palms are facing each other, relax the shoulders down, take an inhale. With the exhale, lengthen up, bend the elbows, flex the feet back, and with the peace fingers, you're sliding in between the big toe and the second toe, or you can just use your palms, flexing those feet back. Now, we're gonna do 2 stretches here. The first one, shoulders back, chin up. Feel that the chest wants to come through. So don't round your back. Let me just show from the side. That's gonna be visible more what we're gonna do after. So my shoulders are back, like my neck is coming and stretching the head. My shoulders are stretching back. Relax your lips, close the eyes, and just notice that hamstring stretch. And if it's too much, don't forget, Just walk a little bit back, okay? Because the deeper breath you can take, the more stretch you're gonna get at the end if you're able to fill up the lungs. So this is really important here. Deep, big inhale. And with the exhale, shoulders back, chest out, heart out, and stretch. Let's do 2 more breaths in here. With the exhale, stretch. Feel the hamstrings, the calves, the glutes. And now watch, because we're not gonna do anything else. Just take an inhale and relax the head down. Like feel the heaviness of the head again. Feel that your forehead wants to drop either on your shin or knees. Again, different body parts, different landing. Now start to feel how you started to stretch the spine, the lower back, all those tissues which are really carrying all the stress, all the fears around the hips. Now they're stretching, they're releasing, they started to activate. Take 2 more breaths, relax the shoulders, relax the elbows, relax the head. Now take an inhale, roll the shoulders back, lift the head up, chest out, back straight, and the stretch is back to your hamstring and your calf. And one more time, just relax. Shoulders are rolling forward, forehead down. Feel that spine stretch. Feel that all the muscles are stretching around the spine, all along. Inhale. And gently release it. Maybe you're gonna move the legs a little bit, move the shoulders a little bit. The next hip opener posture will be 90-90. I do like to use the front and the side of my mat to create that perfect 90-degree angle. Flex the foot back and be starting with the right leg. So my right leg bends, the left heel is on the top. Please place it a little bit more on your thigh than your knee. If it's too much for your hips, you can sit cross-legged, but then I'm going to ask you to press the fingertips behind and again, feel the pelvic, roll the shoulders back, because then we're going to access this area. We're going to open up that area. If you can place the left heel on the top of the right knee, make sure that the right heel and the left knee are in line too. And again, both palms behind, roll the shoulders back, lift the head up, and just breathe. At the very beginning, you might feel that it's too much, but again, just close the eye, both of them, and concentrate how you're breathing. Concentrate on the spine. Concentrate how everything comes together and supports you in that deep hip stretching. Long inhale. Slow exhale, shoulders back, chin up. Now we're adding a twist. Left palm comes on your shin or in front of you. Again, you can use that bolster if you want to press down. Lengthen up the spine. Make sure you have a perfect straight spine and then start to rotate to the right. You can notice how you expand the left lung, how you squeeze the right lung. So again, I encourage you to picture that you inhaling into the left side only, and you squeezing out the prana from the other side, which is the right side. Now continuously twisting And trying to shift the eye gaze behind. And then slowly come back. Switch arms. Press, lift, rotate. That's perfectly okay if you cannot do too much rotation at the beginning. Use the breath, use the time, because that's the secret of it. Everything just needs time. Nothing is impossible. It depends on just how much time you put into it. You want to heal, you will. You want to open, you will. Now, one more time, the eye gaze goes behind and gently come back. You feel tingling in the arms, that's perfect. The palms are facing up. Take this moment. And now just release the left heel down. And again, take another moment. If you close your eyes, I'm pretty sure that you feel this vibration in the hips, that prana in the hips. Because as we release the posture, or the life force, or the blood goes back into the hip area, and this is how it's changing the hips, physically, energetically. Now, it's safe to straighten the legs, and carefully, I do like to roll my knees in. So just do a few times. And let's do the other side, bend the left knee. Flex the left foot back, right heel on the top, mind the gap. Knees and heels are stacked, and just palms behind and stay here. Again, don't forget, you don't have to stay here, especially if you close your eyes, you take 2 breaths and you go like, it's just not for me today. Don't forget, that's an option. Nothing is wrong with it. It's much safer to do a little bit less and be able to stay longer than forcing yourself into something what doesn't really serve you. So both feet flex back, shoulders back, chest out, heart out. 2 more breaths before the twist. Awesome. And now we're starting to twist to the left side. So the right palm in front of me. I'm pressing for lifting and rotating to the left. You don't see my left palm, but it's right close to the base of the spine. And the reason I do this, if it's far away, I'm tilting my spine. So I just want to make sure as I'm pressing down, I'm lifting up and I'm holding my spine in a perfect position. Then the shoulders are just moving. Left shoulder moves behind me, right ahead, and I'm squeezing my left lung, cutting the prana on the left side, and supporting with blood and oxygen my right side. Let's do one more breath. Twist at the end, one more time. And that's enough, everyone. Gently release, palms are facing up. Remember, you feel tingling in your left arm. Then release the right heel down, sit cross-legged for a moment. Again, you feel that the tension is gone in the hips, and now it's very safe to roll the knees in. All right, lay down on your belly. And now we're not gonna sit up. So this is basically the third part of the class. Legs are, so you can keep the feet together. You can keep the legs separate, but don't go wider than mat width distance, please. Now the forehead is down. I'm gonna keep it up because you won't hear me talking. Palms are facing down and start to stretch the fingertips ahead. As your forehead is down on the ground, you're stretching the toes behind and the fingertips ahead. I want you to ask to take 2 long inhales and exhales. Every time you inhale, you inflate the lungs, and with the exhale, I want you to feel how you're stretching the fingertips, how you're stretching the toes, how you erecting all your muscles in the body. It's like lengthening. Feel that you're growing. Your spine is getting longer. Give me one more breath. Stretch with the exhale. Extend the shoulders, extend the arms, extend the legs. Awesome. Now keep the palms down. Keep the feet where they are. And like drawing cards, start to pull your palms back. Your shoulders gonna move back. And then go until your elbows are right under your shoulders. Now my forearms are parallel to each other, but you can bring the palms closer to each other if you want to. And just hang here, pressing down the pubic bone, rolling the shoulders back, lifting the head up. Just feel and concentrate the front side of the body, your lower abs. So I want you to breathe into your stomach at this time. Every time you inhale, it goes in the stomach and feel that you're pressing it out. And when you exhale, feel that stretch. Do one more time. Inhale. Moving to happy baby, Ananda Balasana or blissful baby. Open up the shins, grab the feet from the outside. Again, you can start with rocking just to have the hips in a little bit of better position to start with. And then at this time, I just will ask you to relax the palms on your feet, chin to the chest. So we're not pushing and pulling yet. We're just relaxing the palms, the outside edge of the feet, and just feel that heaviness, how it affects this opening. Take another breath. Another exhale, feel gravity. And now take an inhale, pause, and with the exhale, stretch the heels towards the ceiling and start to pull with your palms. So now you feel both directions. Now we started to work actively. Shoulders down, chin down. Stay here for 2 more breaths, or if you want to grab the big toes and go to your straddle split, go ahead. Any variation, go ahead. Stretch the inner thighs a little bit. Even if your hamstrings are tight or you don't have the straddle split yet, if you bend the knee, this is perfectly safe to stretch the inner thighs here. Okay, so you don't have to go all the way. Just feel what serves you the best in this stretch. Awesome, and now we're ready for the final spine twist. So feet on the ground. Extend the arms out. This is gonna be Jatara Parivartanasana. Spine and belly twist. Palms are facing down, arms extended, feet on the ground. Lift the hips up high. Place the left butt cheek to the right side of the mat. So scoop to the right, knees to your chest, knees to the left. You can place the palm on your right knee. If you have a gap like myself, I place the pillow here or a blanket. And then as you're shifting the eye gaze to the right, start to relax shoulders, hips, your breath. Start to feel that spine twist. Give me 2 more breaths. So slow down again for 6 or 8 counts. And every time you exhale, that's when you go deeper. That's when you're releasing the tension in shoulders, hips. Look back to the center. Bring the hips back to the center. And actually, let's just release everything. Just to center again the energy in the body. And then we're going to do the left side. So just give yourself one only inhale and one exhale. Now palms are facing down, knees up, feet flat. Scoop the hips to the left, knees to your chest, then to the right, and shift your eye gaze to the left. Don't force anything. So eye belly one day, both shoulders gonna be on the ground. But don't force it, please, because that's the idea. This is why we do this. To have the shoulders to open up, to have the spine to twist, and to have the hips to release the tension. Give me 2 more breaths. Inhale slow. With the exhale, notice if you hold tension and just melt into your mat. 1 more breath. Release your breath. Eye gaze comes back to the center. Release the legs and arms. Palms are facing up.